Hello, 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 hello. Yo, Nico, thanks for dropping by the stream. It has been a while. It has been a while. It feels like, can I be honest? Like, so I guess I've missed like just over a week of streaming. Guys, it feels like it's been a month. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but I have no real sense of time. Like, I even have a little bit of social anxiety just being in front of the camera talking to you again. Yo, 1 2 3, hi, yo, 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 yo. Like, it's been a week. It could have been a whole lifetime that has passed. It could have been a whole lifetime that's passed. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Thank you to both of you. It's been an interesting week. So, like, you know, I talk about mental health a lot on my channel and with people in my Discord, and normally when I have a crash out and I disappear from the world for a week, it's completely a harmless thing to do because there are not people who are like waiting on me or my content. Like when I'm into art or when I'm into making clothes, it's very easy for me to take a week off and just to like hide away from the world because it doesn't affect anyone. But this is the first time where my hobby and interest actually has like a community and other people involved. So it's kind of like my recklessness or like just the way that I manage my own mental health, which works for me, might very well not work for other people, and I'm sorry for that. Guys, is Mewgenics still interesting? Are we still playing Mewgenics? It feels like months and months have passed by. I mean, we're back with it. We're back with Mewgenics. I think, like, I've been thinking a lot during this last week of how I want to approach content creation. I do think that there's a part of me that's a little bit burned out from Mewgenics. I think the other thing is I'm not used to working 5 days a week. Like, I've always had very weird schedules. I'm the kind of guy, I like to work like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, work Thursday, Friday off, work Saturday kind of guy. Like, I like having many breaks in my week. You know what I mean? So I might be doing a different stream schedule where I do like Monday, Tuesday, don't stream Wednesday, stream Thursday, don't stream Friday, stream Saturday. Something crazy like that maybe. But, you know, just trying to think of ways that I can make this more manageable for myself because I don't want to go through this like week off every like few months. I guess that's just being an adult, is like figuring out what you can do, what you can't do, and then building a lifestyle around it. Let's see if I can remember what the hell was going on here. All right, we have Ian. They've got 2 mutations. We want to pass down all 7s. We got Alcina, who has, they're missing 2 7s and a mutation. Honestly, that doesn't seem like an ideal candidate for reproduction. Why are we doing it this way? They're missing 3 stats we want. Eugenics is like Isaac. It'll stay interesting forever. I hope so. I mean, I've been playing Deadlock, which I suck at, but one of my friends wanted me to play with them for their birthday. I played with them on their birthday. I was like, you know what? This is a pretty fun game. So I've been playing a little bit of that. Outside of that, I haven't really been gaming. I've been socializing a lot, and I've been hanging out with one of my friends, best friends, and they're incredibly cool. Low-key have a little bit of a crush on them, but it's totally manageable. But it's been nice to like make a new friendship where you get seen in a way that some of your other friends don't see you. You've been playing Ratchet and Clank PS2. I remember Ratchet and Clank PS2 being peak. Especially like there was this one part where you start like doing racing, but you're kind of doing like, I think you're like doing rail racing or something like that. I really enjoyed that. All right, this doesn't seem like a good setup for having kids, but hopefully it works out. I mean, they're both young, and we have a 65 stimulation. For me, Mewgenics will always remain interesting, but the problem is that the runs are so long that I only do 1 run a day. Yeah, I agree with that. I can only do like 1 run a stream. Also, what were we even doing here? We had Jar of Radiation to take to the Throbbing King. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to everything. At the end of each battle, gain +1 to a random stat and -1 to a random stat permanently. Yo, hello, welcome. JG. Yo, it feels like it's been a month since I've streamed. My ability to tell time is messed up. Yo, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. I guess we're doing Jar of Radiation. Well, we have to get rid of the guy who's injured. Now let's produce some cats and let's go on an adventure, man. Let's just hop right into the game today. I feel like the gameplay loop is missing, man. It's weird what 1 week away can do to your brain, or at least do to my brain. But yeah, to finish my thought, like, you know, I've recently met some people who I feel like kind of understand me in a way that I've been searching for in my life. Not to be too vague, but just like in regards to like specific types of trauma, I have friends who see and understand and love me for many of my qualities, but they don't necessarily relate to me on some of the like harder aspects of my life. So meeting a crowd of people who do is very humanizing, I guess. It's beautiful to feel seen. Yeah, man, life is all about connections, aka life is all about love. So yeah, I mean, like, it's given me a lot to process and think on. I haven't spent the whole week off of streaming thinking about streaming. I've spent more of it thinking about kind of like what I want out of life and what kind of people I want in my life and things like that. All right, I say we just go along on our adventure. Who are we gonna bring on this liquid thing to the Throbbing King? I almost feel like we need a Necromancer. I feel like Necromancer has some synergy with doing damage to the whole room. Am I right? Ooh, Benediction. So Cleric, we're gonna bring a Cleric. We're gonna bring a Necromancer. What do we want with Necromancer? I mean... And what else do we need? I'm the guy who wrote the balance guide. Have I seen the Mewgenics update that's probably coming out this month? No, I haven't. Hi, yo. Where can I find that? I'll be down to look at that real quick. I've also gotten into karaoke, by the way. Something I never thought I'd say, but I've really been enjoying singing. Especially, like, I found, like, the types of songs I want to sing. I think that if you sing things that are crowd pleasers and you're not really, like, into them, karaoke can be a pretty miserable experience for you. But I've been, like, really into singing, like, some 2000s gothic rock or some Smashing Pumpkins or some Japanese karaoke, and that's been a lot of fun. Okay, Cleric, we need things with range. I might just take Ranger and Monk. Eudulia, so nice to see you. Missed your streams. Hope you're feeling better with this week without content creation. Works well for you. Totorakis, hey guys, thank you for coming in. Yeah, at the start of the stream, I was saying, like, I really just needed a week. There's a lot that was happening. I was kind of introduced to some new people, and I've been hanging out with them, and it's been very nice. They've been very, like, people that I feel immediately seen by and safe with, which is very rare, especially at my age. Like, you really have to have a soul connection with someone to feel that way. And then also just like I was feeling really burnt out, and I'm the kind of person I need to like crash and hide, and I need to like recover my energy. Would I sing for some channel points? You want me to do karaoke? I'm gonna get content striked if I put the song. I'm not gonna sing without the backing. And also it's like one of those things I feel comfortable singing in the when I'm with my friends. because it's like a room full of people who love you. I feel like singing in front of strangers on the internet, I'm just asking for trouble. You know what I mean? I might just take, okay, so like range is a little bit of an issue. We have ranger, obviously. I might just take monk. Does anyone need to beat Throbbing King? No, we've all beaten Throbbing King. I might just take monk. I think I have the game on hard mode. Maybe I don't want to do that. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. Let's just take monk. Is there anyone else who synergizes well with like cleric? Someone with summons would actually synergize well. Monk doesn't really have that. Fighter doesn't really have that. No, I'm sure this is fine. How have you guys been doing, by the way? Lifesteal 1 to units in an area. Destroy a random non-boss enemy at the start of each battle. This is kind of like, in my opinion, this is one of the best passives for Necromancer. It's not like a synergy passive, but it's just a free removal at the start of every battle. Very good. Rally is okay. You can think of it as like 8 mana. It's actually like, it'd be better on a fighter than it is on a monk. Now we do have Hadoken. That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. +1 health regeneration. Your health regeneration also applies to your allies. Okay. Lots of healing. Bait trap and survivalist, not really the best. But Hadoken's interesting. Shoot an energy blast in a straight line. When you deal damage to another unit, gain +1 strength and +2 range until the end of turn. On Steam at the bottom of the post. Okay, let's look at this really carefully. Kara the Gamer, I literally just unlocked Act 2. Let's hope Tina goes well. Yeah, Kara, just so you know, like, if you ever are not ready to do the house boss, you can always just send a stray cat. And that stray cat will get killed by the house boss, but then you'll be fine. You'll move on. So this, I just realized deal 1 damage to everything at the end of turn, healing or a +1 regen to everything on our ally. We couldn't have rolled a better passive on the cleric because this basically just counteracts Jar of Radiation. So that's pretty epic. Who do I want the stat up and stat down to go to? I think in a way, maybe Necromancer is the least affected. Necromancer or Cleric? I would say Necromancer is like the least stat dependent character, maybe. Now, in terms of like what items I want to bring, I think we're doing it on hard mode, so I should probably bring some items. I think horse... We don't really have attacks though. Quickly, let's go over to Steam and see if I can find the updates. I am curious to see what they're adding to Mewgenics. The bottom of the post. Is it the beta branch build? I can change the difficulty level? I don't know if I can change it at this part. Arthur is banned from using Forbidden Phantom. When hovering, a character health and statuses are now displayed at the top of the portrait. I can change it in act selection. Are you for real? I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. So they're fixing some of the interactions between things that were not interacting. Okay, a lot of these are just slight fixings. No, it's in the game updates. Yeah, I might be dumb. On the Mewgenics Steam page, it's not the beta branch build. All right, I'll have to look at it later. I don't think I'm ready. A lot of my best cats got old, and I have one tank that's not the best, and a bunch of hunters, 2 fighters, 1 cleric that isn't the best. I will say this: the first Tina is not so hard, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. If you don't think that the cats are the best anyways, might as well send them and let them die, right? What items do I want to bring for this? We have a lot of heal because we have full moon and we have a cleric. It's a little bit over heal. Injury immunity. Sometimes I want to just bring that along in case we get the option with the necromancer. I'll take it off as soon as I get in. It's the newest post at the bottom. It's called Game Updates in Steam. Is it like on the store page for the game? I can see like the March 31st Mewgenics patch. Is it like in the community hub? Is it on the store page? Part of me wants to not bring any items in the library. I don't see it. I might be dumb though, but I don't see it. Let's just go no items since it's Act 1. They said I can change the difficulty. Oh, okay. Let's just do a normal one. It's my first time playing in a while. I gotta fucking lock in and remember how this game works. I don't think I'm ready for a crazy run. Let's do what I said though, and let's remove the bulletproof vest before I forget, since it gives us stats down and we don't have any kind of injury synergy right now. All right, we have an eagle here. I really want to kill that. Yo, did the game always look this clean? So how does our regen aura work? I see it on ourselves, but I don't see it on my teammates. I think we just kill you with like... I know I said I want to kill the eagle. I know we have a couple turns to do that. We also get +9 intelligence per turn, which means we Hadoken every turn. That's a pretty good setup. Benediction. Your healing regen also applies to your allies. Does it mean that if I heal them, they get the health regen? Oh, no, I see. Even though the buff is on me, it did apply to all my allies. Okay. Great. Yo, JG Melody, if you're in the chat, you have any interest in playing Deadlock, by the way? It's like Dota. It's, in my opinion, it's an easier Dota. And I say easier mostly just because Oh, wait. If he runs away, I might not be able to hit him. Let's hit him with this first. And then I shouldn't have switched my stances. I say easier than Dota because they've like added a lot of quality life stuff that Dota didn't have. And I prefer... Go there is a post with discs. Go down under the picture of Dr. Beans and Tina. Library, Mewgenics. Post with discs. Oh, it's in this disc post. Game updates. This month we are working on a first balance patch. Will we be review bombed into oblivion? I don't think so. The stranger things have happened. Our general goal is to nerf some of the strongest classes' most problematic abilities slightly and bring up the 2 weakest classes with buffs. What do you think the 2 weakest classes are? If we nerf something, we'll buff something else. Dude, are they gonna nerf? What are they gonna nerf, you think? Probably Hunter. I probably think Hunter needs a nerf. Maybe Monk. I'm a little sad to hear about nerfs. Also, I totally messed up my placement. Now we cannot kill this. Uh-oh. Oh, buff Tinkerer. I think Tinkerer might be it. Yeah, I would probably have to agree with that. If this bird runs away, I'm gonna cry. Okay, we still have one more turn with the bird. We got a hand grenade. Yeah, Tinkerer could definitely use a buff. Will this Hadoken hit both cats? No. Okay. Let's destroy your body. You think Mage is one of the weaker classes? I will say I never feel like using it. So that might imply something is wrong with it. It just feels like it doesn't do anything like crazy that I can't get from one of the other classes. Join an adjacent body. Your basic attack inflicts +1 leech for the rest of the battle. This is situationally very good, but without a way to summon bodies, probably not. This spell is much stronger and castable while you're downed. If this kills a unit, revive with 50 HP. This could be interesting. I mean, we have the ability to get downed without being hurt. No, my bad. Hi, yo. I just did not expect it to be in the post with the albums. So that's my bad. I'm really not like crazy about any of these. Right now, like if we took Life Drain or Coffin Flop, we don't have a way to actually down ourselves. So I'm gonna reroll. Whoa. Bipolar Bear Claw. The prince returns to grace his kingdom with the most blessed of breeding wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, man. You didn't have to do that. I'm sorry that I was gone for a week, man. But, you know, I think we've talked about being bipolar before. It's hard. It's hard. And yeah, Totorakis, you said you'd roll. Explode a body, summon 3 leeches is okay. This is like good movement, but it's a little hard. Hello? Rosa Ronin? Rosa Ronin. I don't know you in real life, do I? Teleport into a body, destroying it, and heal 4 HP. Gain +1 intelligence and +1 constitution. That's not bad, honestly. Like, I think that healing yourself and buffing yourself and destroying a body is pretty good tech. Your sleeping and eating schedule got fucked up the past few weeks when my partner was away. Happy to see you bounce back. Yeah, I just need like a moment to kind of like go into my own world and process things. I think I like Rebirth. I think objectively it might be the best. It doesn't like let us build anything crazy, but I think it's consistent. It's really like Oh, not alien invaders, man. That's a little bit of bad luck. It's hard to have people that you're accountable to, man. I swear, mental illness is so much easier to deal with when it's just yourself. The second you involve other people, and that's not to be like, yo, I'm so mad that there are people who love and support my content. I'm not really trying to sound like that. It sounds insane. But it's just like, I gotta remember, I still think about the one guy who told me that he like relies on my videos for when he goes to the gym, man. I let that guy down. I hope he's still going to the gym. I hope he's watching somebody else. Maybe like Northern Line. Yo, hello Rosa Ronan. You rely on my videos while you're cooking? Yo, Bipolar Bear Claw, what have you been cooking, my friend? Dude, I was thinking about how much I want to cook for other people. I like literally don't cook. When I cook for myself, it's like chicken breast and broccoli. When I cook for other people, I feel like there's like a Michelin star chef that comes out inside of me. Maybe not a Michelin star chef. There's like a Japanese mom who likes to make little bento boxes that are cute. I guess that's more accurate. It's like I want to cut the apples that in the cute way that makes them look like rabbits. I want to basically make it so that all the food looks loved. But then when I cook for myself, I'm literally eating like oven roasted broccoli and oven roasted chicken breast. I don't really want to fight these saucers if I don't have to. I might just focus my Hadoken on this guy. I mean, they only do 2 damage. Aliens in the alley does feel a little crazy. And I'm kind of worried that if I don't prioritize them, I'll kind of get cooked. They do have 3 whole fucking turns. All right, let's deal with one of them at least. I forgot they explode. Well, I'm glad my chat has mental issues. No shade to you guys, but I'm glad that it's relatable. Last night I made sage and garlic infused into oil falafel pasta. Falafel pasta? No, that's something else. Farfalle pasta. My bad, bro. I'm too Middle Eastern. And roasted chickpeas. I do love chickpeas. We're all crazy in here. I'm glad, like, I seem to attract a certain type of person in my life, and I'm happy for that. I was kind of thinking, guys, what do you think of this? I'm kind of on my healthy era, because I think during the winter, like being a shut-in, making YouTube videos, I didn't necessarily take care of myself in the way that I want to. And I've been eating oatmeal every day for breakfast, which I think is good. It gives you like some fiber. I think it's good for your blood sugar. It's also very cheap and easy to make. But I kind of want to become like a salad for lunch guy. How does that feel to you? Does that sound cool when I say I'm a guy who's going to start having salads for lunch? Imagine like just pulling out like a chickpea salad that you meal prepped. And you're like, that's my lunch. Now, you might be saying, Mochi, that's a very normal thing you're describing. In fact, you're not saying anything at all. Look, okay. My whole life, I've been like... What's like the opposite of a salad for lunch guy? I've been like a... I've been like a chili for lunch guy my whole life. And I'm thinking of making a little bit of a lifestyle change. I'm very annoyed by this alien event, but I hope this ends the battle. It actually, in fact, did not end the battle, so... I'm glad we have so much healing on our squad. No, I should just end this guy's life. Car, you mostly have anxiety. It drives me nuts. You know what's fucked up? Despite the amount of mental health things that are wrong with me, I don't actually really experience anxiety. I actually experience like a lack of anxiety. I probably would benefit more from having a little bit of anxiety. It would probably keep me in check. I feel like I can be very out of pocket and I can be very shameless. And I think that maybe a little bit, just a little bit of anxiety would keep me more socially in line. But unfortunately, I don't really have an anxious bone in my body. Salmon or chicken breast and rice. Yo, that's the fucking truth. It's really important to have fish once or twice a week, by the way. I hope everyone is doing that for your own sanity. You'd be down with salad as long as it has something hot over it. Isn't that like the antithesis of a salad? I feel like a salad is supposed to be cold, room temperature at best. Someone was saying that a deviled egg counts as a salad. I didn't really fight them on that the other night, but I did think that was incredibly fucked up. I don't think it counts as a salad. I think that's like food science. That's like, to me, a deviled egg is like the equivalent of like, that's the type of meal a eugenicist would have invented. I feel like you have to have like a real man-made horror approach about creation with food to concoct a deviled egg. It's like when I see anything that British people have made, like when you see like a scotched egg, or you see like they have like something that's like one type of animal stuffed in another type of animal stuffed in another type of animal, and I'm like, damn, I can see why you guys were colonizers. There's like a real darkness. Like, I can tell that there's a darkness in your culture just by the food you eat. This is a roll. Hold up. I think you're right. 100-hand slap. 100-hand slap is interesting. That's a good one. You struggle to eat things that are cold and slimy. Well, when you put it that way, it does sound gross. You would hate a seaweed salad. A Japanese seaweed salad would kill you by polar bear claw. I do like 100-hand slap. Now, I don't think it actually necessarily has any kind of synergy with Hadoken. Way of the Hair seems decent here. Oh, I've already re-rolled. My bad. Your basic attack inflicts bruise until the end of the turn. I always like that. Gain +1 int and +1 armor. If you have 7 or more armor, the spell costs 1 less mana. I do think that Nirvana and Hadouken, they do seem like they go hand in hand. Now, we would need to get some armor on you so that we can reduce the cost of this and raise your int. But, like, you know, I can see a build where you try to cast 2 Hadokens in a turn. I also just like 100-hand slap. I feel like... But it's 15 mana. Let's be real with ourselves. Wait a sec. Does flow... Wait a second. Does flow state and 100-hand slap interact in the way that I think it does? Where each hit of 100-hand slap increases my strength by 1? Will that increase the damage of a 100-hand slap once my strength gets high enough? Or does it matter? Like, maybe it doesn't increase the damage of 100-hand slap, but then when I do my regular basic attack does a lot of damage? I do feel like there's a little bit of synergy there. I mean, look, I like Hadoken, but let me check. Oh shit, we got a researcher. Thank you. There's also lo mein, a Chinese noodle dish with chicken and mixed vegetables or anything. That'd be good with teriyaki or orange. It does? Okay, let's try 100-hand slap. Let's see what we can do with this. I kind of like what that has going on. It's also easier than equipping a bunch of armor to our cleric, which I feel like is antithetical to what we want to do with the not cleric, sorry, the monk, because we want to keep the monk armorless. Hi Prince Mochi, glad you're back. Thank you. It was a nice week off, man. I got to experience the world. I got to experience a whole bunch of people, and I got to get a little bit more in touch with myself. So honestly, very productive week, just not so in a content creation fashion. I was kind of like, I fucked up. No one's gonna be here. I'm gonna go live and it's gonna be empty and they're gonna hate me. Ah. But now I'm feeling better, so I appreciate it. Not to be parasocial, but I'm totally being parasocial right now. Let's start with Rebirth. Guy opening up his computer to play Binding of Isaac. We have to remember to turn our backs to things so we don't get backstabbed. Don't worry, I still remember some of the fundamentals. It would also stack with bruises. That would be crazy. If we could get bruises on our next upgrade, or like on our passive, for example, we'd really be doing something. One thing that sucks though is at 15 mana, I'm really gonna have to not spend my mana. You were kind of worried because I gave my PC a drink. Man, I actually totally forgot about the fact I spilled water into my PC. That was concerning because I did lose the ability to connect to the internet for like a total of 10 minutes. You're my favorite streamer? Well, that's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't say stuff like that or I'll get all emotional, man. Honestly, really just... I'm such a corny person, man. I can't meet new people because every time I meet someone new, I am overwhelmed with the urge to like speak my heart out to them and be like, I really appreciate the way that you blah, blah, blah. Or if someone in chat says something nice to me, there's a part of me that's like, I'm about to fucking love bomb this chatter. But I have to resist the urge and be normal. That's another thing I worked on this week. I was really working on being normal. I was around a lot of people I don't know that well. And I was really like, I need to leave the impression that I'm so fucking normal. Guys, can I run some of my normal things that I've been saying by you guys and you tell me if it sounds normal? I'm the only streamer that you watch. Guys, stop. Yo, the glazing, chat, the glazing. No, but I do appreciate it. But let me run some stuff by you and you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how normal I'm being, okay? That reminded me... What you just said reminded me of The Office. How's that one? How's that one, guys? 1 to 10, how normal is that? What you just said reminded me of that episode in The Office. I'm fucking dying for the reaction. I'm dying to see what the people think. Okay. Which episode? Don't ask me that, okay? The one with Michael. The episode with Michael, Jim, and Pam. They give that a 5 out of 10? No, come on. Everyone wants to know what the worst class abilities are. What do you think? It could make a good video. John C., that is a good idea, man. Yeah, it reminded me when Dwight did that one thing. Okay, you know they watched it. It's not that unnormal. It reminds me of something you'd hear in Sorry to Bother You. Yo, Sorry to Bother You director coming out with a new movie. I forgot their name, which is very uncool of me, but... Alright, let's try 100 hand slap and see what happens. Okay, it did actually go up to 3 damage. Now, unfortunately, they're now out of my range. So, I do have to remember the knockback 10. But yeah, you can see we have plus 10 strength. That's pretty good. I think we were working with something here. What are the worst abilities? Oh, I feel like some abilities are actually just downright bad. I would really have to pull them up, but I think I would probably start with, like, Necromancer. I am a Necromancer hater, man, until the day I die. Because I just feel as if... too many abilities require too much synergy. I think the more dice you get, the less bad it will feel. Okay, I do have to be worried. Like, there is kind of a combo here. I'm literally so social, but I struggle with my flow of words because of my big vocabulary. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kara the gamer. That does actually kind of, it's a little bit relatable. Whenever I'm on Hinge and I'm trying to talk to women, I literally cannot because I don't know how to speak to people like a normal person. When I match with a beautiful lady, the first thing I want to send them is, "Oh, joyous day." Like, that's the type of shit that comes into my brain. And I have to be like, no, they're gonna think I'm psychotic or they're gonna think I'm a Redditor. Like, I actually, and that's why I'm working on my normal things. All right, so the office one, maybe that didn't land with you. Let's try this. But what do you do for work? That's pretty fucking good, right? I bet that shit sounded so normal you didn't even think I was saying anything. What do you do for work? Yeah, guys, I'm becoming neurotypical. What else? Yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. All right, thank you, thank you. Yo, I'm so happy that spring is just around the corner. I feel like when it's winter, it's just so hard for me to like get out and do anything. But once it's spring, I feel like a different person. That's too normal. What does that mean? It's too normal. Okay, I think this is all bad. I think this is all bad. There's way better options. An attack that hits all units in a straight line. This is fine. I mean, you could easily do 14 damage here for 7 mana. You and adjacent units each heal 5 HP. We have enough healing. Sentry mode, I'm not sold on. Let's just take line shot. I think we have a very mid hunter. That's okay. We're not doing anything too crazy. Roll of pennies. I mean, I should probably give this to somebody, right? That was just a 7? All right, well, you guys try being normal. I'm glad we're killing these aliens at the start of our turn because they are kind of like they're a pest. I think some of these guys do need healing. Maybe not as bad as I thought. I can get a couple kills. Oh yeah, you're so freaking annoying, buddy. It's just kind of cliche and generic. Okay, Bipolar Bear Claw, I do actually appreciate that feedback. That is important feedback. Because I don't want to be normal. Sorry, I want to be normal, but I don't want to seem... Do normal people still exist at this point? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Many such cases, many such cases. I don't want to, you're right, I don't want to seem like so normal that they think that I'm like a psychopath. Like, I need to seem normal. I think maybe like the office thing is also a little bit outdated tech. Like, I'm using an old patch note. It also depends on your audience, right? Like, the office is gonna do well. If I mention the office, it's gonna do well with like the white millennial age group. But if I want to do like something maybe of people in their 20s, I gotta do something like, are you keeping up with the new season of Love is Blind? It's crazy. It's crazy this time. Like, I think like Love is Blind is a good one. Or like Succession. I guess Succession is kind of over. I'm gonna become so normal. I mean, like, I definitely should kill you. I hate that you do that. I forgot that you do that. I'm kind of normal. Okay. Well, don't brag. It's not a competition. Sorry. No, but that's good. I think, like, I just saw, like, over the last week when I hang out with people, I have such a hard time not, like... I will often just, like, basically... I'll meet someone and I'll want to ask them some crazy shit, like... I'll be at a party with a bunch of strangers. And I'll be like, what's your biggest insecurity? Chat, let's all go around and talk about our biggest insecurity. It's like, why am I like this, man? I'm not even trying to be deep. I think I just have like, I have like this nagging boredom all the time. And in a way, I kind of feel like the only way I can really relate is if I like see somebody at a level that feels almost like too intimate for you to ever have with a stranger. That's why I honestly, like, I get along with people who are like able to just like get right into, you know, the craziness about life. But I think that's an unfair expectation to have of strangers. It can, for example, be very triggering if you meet someone and they all of a sudden want to talk about something heavy and maybe you're just not in a place to do that, or it just feels like a boundary where you're like, I don't want to do that with a stranger. I literally just met you. So I do think it's a little bit cringy when people are like, I only like to talk about the deep stuff. Unfortunately, that is like the type of person that I am. But I'm trying to find a way. I need to find like some balance where like I can live that truth, but I cannot really like be too intrusive into the lives of others, especially when they don't know me, right? Like they don't have to share their insecurities with me. We're literally grabbing drinks. I just met you. In my case, Digimon Beat Break is something I wish more people watched. Is that a show? I did play the Digimon Time Strangers game. It was a lot like Persona. I enjoyed it. My monk is useless, eh? Interesting, interesting. Literally cannot hit anybody. Honestly, go for it if you're more likely to make genuine connections that way. Yeah, I feel like life is a balance about what your capacity is and what the capacity of others is, and trying to find like a healthy medium. Not expecting everyone to bend to you, but also being able to exercise your own needs. Life is a balancing act. Type shit. Will this work? Will you attack? All right, awesome. Just gotta be yourself, because if you get in with the normies, you'd probably hate it. Well, I'm not trying to necessarily get in with the normies, but I think I would like the normies to have a good time when they're in their presence. I would like the normies to not feel fucking freaked out because of how I am. Talk about hobbies or something. Okay, that is really good. I do feel it's weird. I don't really talk about my hobbies with people. No one ever asks me about my hobbies. They're always just asking me, where did you buy that beautiful outfit? They're never asking me, how did you make that beautiful outfit? Another units. Next spell is free. Hold up. Wait a sec. This is actually quite good with our monk who has a 15 mana spell. This is actually quite good. We'd be like really doubling down in our monk being our main damage dealer, but I mean, a free 15 mana spell seems pretty good. Another way would be to flood people with being yourself and see which people don't get repelled. Well, that's kind of been my whole strategy my whole life. Yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit like, I don't know, like less abrasive. I'm gonna take enlightened. I don't know if it's intelligent to kind of what's the word? Overly invest in one character like that. Now, if I was poisonous 1 and I hit an enemy 10 times, would I apply 10 poison to them? No. No. Poisonous means I inflict poison. Damage you deal inflicts rot 1. So I'd apply rot 10 to somebody. I mean, -6 charisma is bad, but I do have the ability. Hold up. Oh, is this something, or am I being delusional? I only really talk about hobbies. I hate small talk. Yo, Kara, what are some of your hobbies? DNA multiplier. Double all status effects that get applied to you. As long as your cleric goes first, it's pretty chill. That is true. Where's my cleric in the initiative order? You've got a 6 speed. Double all status effects that are get applied to you seems very good. I honestly, like, wait a sec. If I put that onto you, you would get +2 intelligence. I mean, we don't even have anything to spend it on. +2 charisma every time you broke a body. When you deal damage to another unit, gain +1 strength. So wait. With DNA multiplier, I'd get +2 strength and +4 range every time my 100 hand slap did damage. Okay. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I still haven't done the swapping of the stats. But yeah, that would be crazy. I do know that's one of the ways to break the game. A single tear drops from its quivering eyeball. I do kind of like the word quivering, but let's not get into that. I'll probably just wipe bosses every 2 turns if it works. Pretty excited to find out. I feel like my necromancer has a great ability to scale up with intelligence, but really lacking the means to use that in any meaningful way. I might as well pop some full moons. I guess it would take 2 soul reaps to pop one of these guys. Well, hold up. Actually, I don't think I'll be able to target you. So let's just do this. This is gonna be a fun run. It's gonna be a good first run back. Yeah. Why did I just gain stat ups from taking damage? Did I do damage when I took damage? I don't know. All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't know what the range is for that cleric ability, so let's not stray too far from the cleric. I think I'd rather... Let's get rid of this guy. Oh, okay. That's a little unfortunate. Now, we pop Enlightened, and I'm happy we could do it on turn 1. Oh my god! Wait a sec. Did you see that? Enlightened is a buff, so it actually applied twice for the price of 1. God, this is kind of incredible. It's like, this is a good first run back. Thanks, Edmund McMillan. Thanks for taking care of your content creators. Now, I will say my team's general range is actually pretty ass, but... Luckily, this is a throbbing domain run. Oh my god. Can you imagine if we could get our hunter on this file? We can't. Can you imagine? Your monk is actually just Buddha? I don't think Buddha was slapping people. I don't think he was hitting people with the multi-hit combo. Cool. I don't know, maybe he was. Definitely one of the esoteric forms of Buddha was. I don't know if like the main one was. Also, like, cat, aren't there like 16 different Buddhas? Every time I'm talking about Buddha with someone, they're like, oh, do you mean this Buddha? And I'm like, nah, the other one. But like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know like Japanese esoteric Buddhism, and that's about it. And Japanese esoteric Buddhism is like, let me just copy your homework. Yeah, like my monk can't even use 100 hand slap. But I mean, I could use it on my cleric if I was evil, but I can at least Hadoken. Nah, but he was really enlightened, and that's all that matters. Yeah, Chad, do you think enlightenment is real? When you're downed, allies get all stats up and take an extra turn. Now, we do have a means to not like hurt ourselves when we down ourselves. And an extra turn is really good. I kind of want to take this. The only problem is I don't have a means to down myself. Now I can just hope to find one, but I don't like the zombie kitten thing. I've been punished by that way too many times. Your basic attack spawns leash familiars. It's okay. All stats up in an extra turn is very good. Also, wait, we have the goo on you, so you're just getting random stat ups and random stat downs. I wouldn't hate actually bare minimum, since we get random stat ups and random stat downs, but this would stop our stats from going below 5, and we're the one holding the jar. You know, that would just stop us from ever getting like to a messed up place like a -3 speed. Not that that's likely to happen. When you're down, your allies gain. I really want to take him. Just kill him with your other cats, and then he'll start fight with low health every fight. So I can't read, by the way. That is a good point. Like my monk could one-shot him probably. Yeah. I like the way you think, by Boilerplate Claw. I wasn't thinking of like self-harm, but it's always good to remember that that's an option. I'm gonna get demonetized on YouTube just for that one sentence. When in range stance, you have +1 range and +2 magic damage. +2 magic damage. It does work with Hadoken. Oh, my cat could destroy the corpse. Any armor you gain? I don't think we're gaining armor. I'll be honest. I think I'm happy to re-roll this. You're immune to stun, slow, okay. When you switch stances, do a spin attack that hits all adjacent units. That's actually decent. It's actually decent because of the fact that we'll be all buffed up. Now, I'm assuming the buff will affect the spin attack. The spin attack will also just buff us up even more. I mean, this is honestly, it's better in a build that has multiple ways of switching your stance. Obviously. But it's not terrible. +1 speed might actually also be good. But this feels like a very, like, very boring option. Rapid flow, huh? I mean, being immune to knockback, stun, slow, and other mobility debuffs is also actually good. It's not... Yeah, be careful with friendly fire is also true. This is lame. I think my monk has enough going for it. I think I will maybe just take unstoppable. I don't know if that... but you know what? The negative effects of tiles in the throbbing domain, you know how there's all those water tiles that slow you down? Having +1 movement and not being slowed down by the water tiles for a character that needs to walk right up. Unstoppable makes Boris a fun fight. That's true. Will it counteract trample? I guess I didn't decide if I was going caves or sewers. I think I probably want to go... Oh, sewers and caves are the same. I mean, caves are boneyard. I think with this crew, this is definitely a caves build. Okay, let's just take unstoppable. You think it's just doing 1 damage? Okay. Double cast spells that cost 1 or 2 mana. Now, if this was double cast spells that cost mana of 2 or less, including 0, it would have been crazy. But if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a good time. I've been saying that. This is a fucked up thing to put into my map. Okay? This is not the type of enemy that you should be seeing in Act 1. The Mega Saucer? What the hell were you thinking, Edmund? Explodes when killed. Oh my god. This is... Yeah, this could kill my team. Find him in a dumpster or an alley. Well, I mean, I think we're gonna need a little bit of healing here. Let's do that. Let's pop your armor. And then our monk should basically kill you in one turn, I believe. Now, I gotta probably also be thinking about the bombs this guy's gonna be throwing. At least they're attacking the boss, actually. You know what? At least they're attacking the boss. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, I can't use the 100-hand slap on my first turn. Explodes when kills, has a charged up laser that insta kills. Yeah, we just have to kill you quickly, eh? Now, how much damage will this explosion do to us? Ooh, and the fire. Oh my goodness, my hunter is almost dead. The fire is going to be a real problem with this guy. Luckily, we're able to heal this guy a little bit. He's a bad kitty. A bad kitty. You. I will say, you are helping out with the bomb disposal, and I love you for that. But also, it's time to kill you. Yo, Mochi, what's up? You hope I'm doing well? I am doing well. I had a really nice week. It was very different from my regular life. I did have to take a little break from streaming. I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but I feel a little bit rested now. Now, I gotta remember that I want to be baiting his bombs. And I also definitely should be giving you guys the ability to heal yourselves. Where do I want to place myself to bait the most bombs? I think I'm actually fine where I am. I think you'll throw a bomb like right here. And you know that one damage we do the room, it does clear bombs for us, and that is helpful. It is helpful. My claws. Oh, shooting the bomb only let us lifesteal 1 damage. Maybe not the best use. It sucks that I cannot catch up to this boss. I could have 100 yards slapped my necromancer, man. That would have been dark, but that is what you guys were suggesting. I mean, I might as well keep giving Enlighten to you. I could also heal the whole room, including the boss. I think our Hunter will be okay. It's a shame. Look at my monk with his 4 free actions and no ability to use them, man. I guess I could use this. Oh, this is the turn. Okay, let's see what's actually possible here. We're able to actually approach the boss. He is backed up against the wall, so he's gonna get 100 hand slap. Man, if I stack that up and I corner a boss, I could easily do like 200 damage. Rubber arrows is goated. I think there's no contest here. I wonder if it works with our split line shot. But like against Boris, we might be able to like one-shot him. Every third spell you cast spawn a leech familiar. +1 health regen, become wet at the start of your turn. I'll just give this to you for now. I mean, we also have these snacks, and let's be so real, we're not going to take these home with us, so let's equip them and use them. I guess I said we're going sewers. I think sewers is considered easier than junkyard and boneyard. Also, our monk doesn't actually match up well against Jibuk, or however you say their name, so... I'm so glad the saucers are gone. I think the saucers, like, we handled Act 1 with grace and ease, despite having the saucers. So I'm excited to see what we can do here. Spinneret is just a DPS check. Yeah, basically. And, like, a patience check. I have been really punished by some severe weather conditions during that fight that, like, basically made it impossible. But, you know, without extremely unlucky circumstances, I think we'll be fine. Now I have put my necromancer in the line of fire. You're supposed to use like these items to block the shots of these enemies. But I wasn't really thinking, so ultimately I think they will be okay. Now, this is actually a mistake, because you're gonna fucking suck and blow me into the spikes, and that's gonna hurt. Whoops. But I do have a snack. Maybe if I don't know. Yeah, focus the tank. Yeah, this is that was yucky. Number 2 is your name. Yeah, we're not... The necromancer really needs a good skill. And I just realized summoning the leeches means nothing with the fact that we're, like, basically going to be destroying them every turn. Alright, 100 hand slap. I mean, the animation is also just really good. It makes the ability way more fun to use. Could healing bolt my ranger? Yeah. Why not? Yeah, healed, son. I do think that we have a big issue here in terms of the actual our ability to hit units that are far away, as seen by this. Rebirth gives us a little bit of teleporticity, but like, how many turns is it taking to kill this guy? Yeah. My poor ranger getting, like, literally brutalized. We're chilling. Put health regen on cleric because of the passive. Oh my god. Hi, yo. You're thinking, man. You are thinking. Because, yeah, it said the health regen now applies to all allies, right? Your trinkets passive and active effects are doubled. I could do 2 damage to all units at the start of every turn. If I equip the jar of goo onto my cleric. 2 damage to all enemies at the start of every turn, but we also have 2 health regen. I mean, it's literally double the damage. That being said, something like weakness 3 is also good. There's also better cleric things we could roll for, potentially. Is it worth it, really? Yeah, heathens or reroll. Like, is 2 damage per turn to all enemies good? Like, let's say the average run is... Nah, you don't think so? Holy element spells deal double damage to enemies instead of healing and inflict burn 2 plus benediction. Oh yeah, double the stats I'm gonna lose. Wait a sec. Oh, if I could equip the jar to my monk, it would have been good. Alright, reroll. That's why we invested in mutating the dice tail, is so that we could do stuff like that. Whoa, it's Mochi. Time flies. Have had 2 kids and retired since last stream? Famia. Wait a sec. Holy crap. Oh. Okay, well, okay, the reason you got me, by the way, is because when I made this Twitch channel, I had just graduated high school, okay? And I was streaming the One Piece mobile game on Twitch. That's how I got my first 100 followers, is I was like a content creator. Yeah, I actually made this account like in like 2013 or 2014, and I was streaming to 100 people a mobile game on my phone. And I did it for like 3 streams and then I quit. So I literally thought that you were someone from the One Piece community. Well, you were making a clever joke about how I missed the whole week of streaming. So yeah, I was like, you're one of the fucking chosen ones, man. You knew me from before I even knew myself, is how I felt for 1 second. By the way, this is scary. This guy is real scary. No, you're making a joke about the fact that I missed a week of streaming. Okay, I missed a week of streaming, but I learned something about myself, guys. Isn't that beautiful? If only I could translate self-discovery into some kind of monetary thing that I could live off. Unfortunately, there's almost no societal value to self-discovery, which is why you do not stay woke, do not go to therapy, and instead mog max and get into crypto. Because if you just focus on self-actualization, you're going to be very broke. Get it twisted. You will not escape samsara. Get into the manosphere right now. Start selling supplements to your friends. That's the only way to live a sustainable life. Okay, goodbye. Yo, did I watch the Louis Theroux doc? I did watch it, the one on the manosphere. Can I be honest, though? I love Louis Theroux, but I felt like that was such a surface level exploration of the manosphere. I was really hoping for much more. I feel like everything covered in that was stuff that I was already very familiar with. I didn't know the content creators, obviously, but like, and I understand that he probably struggled to infiltrate their circles in any real meaningful way. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping for much more. I was hoping that what he was gonna do was put on like a Borat style makeup, but for like a looks maxing manosphere guy, and that he was going to like infiltrate them and pretend to be one of them, like he did. Like look, I know we don't like Sacha Baron Cohen anymore, but I will say his HBO show We Are America has some pretty funny characters, like the one that was like he worked for like the IDF or something. He did try for Andrew Tate. Yeah, man. The manosphere is out of control. Why is Sacha Baron Cohen canceled? Isn't he like... I don't want to say too much. I think he's canceled over his like stance of like Gazans, basically. I think he was like very like pro-Israel. I don't know if I can go as far as like saying anti-Palestinian. Put health regen on the cleric. Yo, keep me honest, man. Never give up on keeping me honest. What do we want for the cleric? I don't know. Not cleric. This is a necromancer. I guess more intelligence. What is this? Yo, Charmed Pinky gotta be the most ass thing in this game. Heal 5 HP when you kill a unit or destroy a corpse. Hold up. Kind of good with you. I do kind of want to... I feel like infiltrating something. I posted a picture to my Instagram story the other day. I saw these posters around downtown Toronto that were like... Hold up. Let me see if I can find on my phone. I have a terrible memory. I saw these posters that said, improve yourself. The greatest adventure. Try applied philosophy. I was like, what the hell is this, man? First of all, I think like any group about learning philosophy is a little bit sus to me. I feel like, but I was curious, so I posted it on my story, being like, guys, should I try to improve myself? And then one of my friends was like, this is actually a cult. And then I was like, really? Now I'm even more interesting, man. I think that I could totally... First of all, I don't think I'm susceptible to group brainwashing techniques. I'm very antisocial, so like the average cultist wouldn't have any effect on me. But I'm also a very curious person. So my first thought was like, I would love to go and infiltrate this group and just learn a little bit more about what they're doing. And my friends were like, yeah, we're not going to do that with you. I was like, all right. Fucking fake ass friends. I can't hit you with the healing bolt. Kind of an annoying setup. I feel like it's gonna be hard to approach the boss. Have you ever been like put in an MLM or like... Kat, what's the closest you've ever been to being involved in a cult scam or, I don't know, cult adjacent group? Don't say growing up religious. Unless the religion was like something very like niche and cultish. I don't know. I think Mormonism, no shade to anybody, is kind of on the cultish spectrum. I think cult really is just like, once you have a certain amount of followers, you lose the cult label and you become like a legitimate organization. I don't know what the amount is to hit that requisite, but let's see how much damage we're actually doing here. All right. Do not mess with the Zohan. Actually, then that's definitely a canceled entity. 25 on my hits is crazy. Closest for you was a cosmetics pyramid scheme? Crazy. Like you were selling cosmetics? You read on the wiki that items found during a run will not get worn during the run. That is actually 100% true. Yes. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. For you, actually, I think I'd rather just take more strength. So let's re-roll. Wait, what? Wait. Why are you... Sorry? Why are you getting +2? Is it always +2? I'm so stupid, man. I'm so stupid. Your first job was a cult? Dulia, what do you mean by that? What was your first job? They're trying to get you to do it, but it did work on a few of your friends. Yeah, I guess like there's a lot of MLMs. Is that what that's called? Where they're or pyramid schemes where they're like, yeah, you work for us selling our product, but you actually have to buy the product from us and then resell it. No. It's just like you're a store. You know, stores have to buy all of their products at what's it called, at MSRP and resell it. And that's what you're doing too. Oh yeah, by the way, nobody wants these products. There's no market demand for them, by the way. But trust me, just leverage your friendships and ask your neighbors and they'll buy it from you, even though this is an ass product. I have seen a lot of that. Working food service can be cultish sometimes. I think that's fair, man. I've seen some like, can I tell you what, man? Chick-fil-A. Okay, we have one Chick-fil-A in Toronto. It's an American brand. It's not a Canadian thing. I'm going to give you +2 speed because I do feel like we're lacking range. So we have one Chick-fil-A in Toronto. And I know I'm not supposed to go there because it's homophobic chicken, but I do sometimes go there because it is probably the best chicken sandwich on the market. And as moral and principled of a man as I am, I do have a weak spot for food. On it, never mind. But so I've been to Chick-fil-A. Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, every single person that's working there, I feel like they have a fucking sniper rifle like at the back of their head. Like they can feel the heat of the red dot on the back of their head because they're all acting so polite to me. And they're like, mister, have you been helped today? Are you satisfied? Did I do a good job? I'm like, my brother in Christ, blink if you need to be like, blink if you're being held hostage, man. Like it's so scary in Chick-fil-A. I don't know what the fuck they're doing to their customer service workers, but it definitely feels nefarious. I don't feel safe. And I won't really go to places where I feel like the customer service workers are being mistreated by management. To me, that's a very big faux pas. You worked at a company that sold vacuum cleaners using NLP. I don't know what that means. NLP. Let me try to put that together. A natural language processor. Yeah, they're too normal. Yeah, they're too normal at Chick-fil-A. That's true. I want to be normal, but not so normal that I'll be confused as a Chick-fil-A employee. It's a little bit of good insight for me. Thank you. Neuro-linguistic programming. Okay. Wait a sec. I was kind of close. I was in the right ballpark. I wasn't completely out of pocket. Natural language processing, neuro-linguistic programming, like tomato. Am I right? Oh, fuck. I can't hit him with this. Uh-oh. He just farted in my face. And then squirted on me. I should call her. I should text her. Alright. Let's get in here and let's do a lot of damage. When you're 16, you work some crazy jobs. My first ever like job was when I was 14. I worked at a pharmacy in my neighborhood just as like a little boy who cleaned up the aisles and you know, like mess on aisle 4. I would go and clean that up. But it was like it was a super Polish pharmacy. And every single day, the only music that they would play there was the soundtrack from like a Polish like either like musical or opera, and it was like the same fucking music every day. And I swear to God, after like 2 months, I like knew all the songs. I could like sing these Polish songs. It's all gone from me now. That was when I was 14. But it was really miserable. It kind of smelled like cabbage in there. That sounds like it has racist undertones, but it was true. And they were also really mean to me, which is fucked up. Why are you mean to a 14-year-old who's getting a job? Can't you see that I come from some like distressing socioeconomic conditions? If at 14 I'm like, I want to be working, like there's no reason to be mean to me, man. I mean, I'm happy to just take some more range. Any bank? No, I have no memory of my childhood, unfortunately. All of the trauma. I wonder though if I was ever out and I heard one of those songs, like let's say I was at a Polish restaurant getting like I don't know, like schnitzel and pierogies and a little bit of borscht. And now if one of those songs came on, I wonder if I'd be like a fucking sleeper agent and it would just like click in my mind and I'd be like, oh, I'd be taken back to like cleaning the aisles of the pharmacy. Who knows, man? It's funny how memory works. You never know what's gonna like trigger you and awaken some primordial memory. Do you guys have like a trigger, not like a negative trigger song, but do you have like something that if you hear it, you're like sent back somewhere? I have a buddy who comes every time he hears that one Childish Gambino song, 3005. I'm not gonna dox them, but I think about that literally every day. Ever since they told me that, I think about that every day. And my cleric is kind of going crazy. Okay, too crazy, too crazy. I still remember lines from the scripts of that job, even though almost 20 years late, 20 years have passed. That is crazy. Yo, Dulia, put one of those scripts in chat right now. What kind of stuff were you saying at the job? The X-File opening is giving me nightmares. Can I tell you guys something so embarrassing? You guys are gonna say, well, like, wow, you're a fake alternative. Wow, Mochi, I thought you were like, I thought you were a Cronenberg, David Lynch type guy. Guys, I've never watched the X-Files. I've never watched it in my life. I think I may have watched the X-Files movie, and I had no fucking idea what was going on. But I've never watched the X-Files. Can I tell you something even darker than I've never watched the X-Files? I've never watched Twin Peaks. You know what? I am neurotypical. I have never watched Twin Peaks. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. Oh, I forgot that I was supposed to make you free. I was supposed to make him into a free use monk. That's alright, we still kill this guy. Next turn. Oh no, I don't want to know them in English as well. Oh, it's in another language. That's crazy. Okay, heavy shot rubber arrow is pretty good. I don't have a way to guarantee the hit, but rubber arrow kind of lets you have 2 shots. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes twice in a lifetime, bro. I think I'd rather have marked. I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather have marked. Let's reroll. Inflict marked. All right. Rubber shot is not only with basic unless they changed it. I believe rubber shot is with any projectile. Your projectiles. Yeah. Any projectile to the wreck is any. Just top deck scatter shot next roll. I'm happy with marked, honestly. When we would like the upgrade for it that makes it usable on the first turn that we get it, but figure I got blessed ashes and red drink. It's like going to church. Still 5 HP. Now we still haven't actually used sacrificial lamb. Oops. Ochi, I need to go. Bye, my man. Yo, thanks for dropping by. Now, I think our monk is going to go absolutely bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S here against Boris, since we cannot be trampled, which is the majority of their damage. Kind of an awkward turn 1, but... Look at this. Boris is so confused. Now we will enlighten our monk. Honestly, I don't even want to approach Boris. I do want to stay close to my monk just so I can keep making him enlightened. And yeah, this does kind of suck against bosses until we upgrade it. Pile of poo. You haven't seen this interaction before? You're glad it works? Yeah. I mean, this game has so many. Yeah, my Honestly, my team is kind of ass. We're kind of like relying on the monk. And that's okay. Check this out. Oh, I forgot about the knockback. That is going to be a... I mean, not like, you know, Boris comes back to us. Oh my god, I can do it again. This is actually the most ridiculous monk. I got 60 damn... Got 60 damn strength. Yo, guys, this game is goated. Why did I stop playing it? Welcome back, Legend. Do not need to apologize about taking time off for your own mental health. Game and community will always be here. Well, you know what? I appreciate you saying that. I don't want to, you know, obviously, if you're not consistent, you can't expect your community to be consistent. But I appreciate all the people who stuck around and were so understanding, and the nice messages I received, because, you know, I wasn't doing a great job of communicating with you guys. I was kind of just like, I need a break. I'll be back in a bit. But, you know, unfortunately, that's kind of how I've always handled my bipolar disorder. Jump to any tile, bounce off a unit. Okay, whatever. Whoa, wait a sec. 22 mana spell. Gain 8. Wait. My goat is back. Holy. Chat, we're so back. And guess what? I'm also normal now. I'm neurotypical. I've been working on my neurotypicalness. Guys, spring is around the corner, and I just feel like a different person once spring hits. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was pretty good, right? That was pretty good. Plus 8 armor and knock back adjacent units. This spell costs 3 mana less for each action you've taken this turn. Okay, so not actually... And castable once per turn. Not actually good. None of this is good. Might be worth getting the maggot fly skill when offered so the hunter can get mark. Oh, that's not a bad idea. The 5-point palm exploding heart technique. A melee attack that causes a unit to die at the end of its next turn. I do like this. Wait a sec. Wait a second. Hold up. What happens when a monk charges Spirit Bomb? Never mind. This is not the one that costs 50. Split the atom. Split the atom. Oh, but you're right. I have units that are kind of useless with their mana. So Spirit Bomb would be good for that. I was going to say, like, yeah, split the atom with the free ability on Cleric would be crazy. But that's not Monk. That's Tinkerer. And people say Tinkerer is bad. But yeah. Begin charging a Spirit Bomb. This ability becomes Throw Spirit Bomb. Allies gain the ability to donate energy until you throw it. I mean, this is fine. It's free, right? It just kind of runs in the background, and we have a lot of useless allies. I think it's pretty good, actually. Cat, let me take a quick BRB. I'm going to go grab some water. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll only be a few minutes. I suggest you do the same. It's important to stay high rated. Yeah, give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. But what do I think of the anime season? Well, okay. I mean, One Piece is back. That's huge. Also, I'm back, by the way. I got hydrated. I also dehydrated by using the restroom. I also reheated some pizza for my father so that he could have a little bit of, I guess, like late lunch, early dinner. What do I think of this anime season? Okay, that was a crazy kill. I'm very appreciative. I will say this, JJK peak. Jujutsu Kaisen absolutely peak. Absolutely lived up to my expectations. I can't wait for part 2 of the Culling Games? Hold up, no, that's not what it's called, is it? Is it called the Culling Games? Yeah. I really want to see my guy with the fucking pachinko parlor or whatever stand. Also, it's not a stand. I know it's like a ninjutsu or whatever, but I'm very excited to see. I forgot the name of the guy, but he's like a punk. I'm excited to see his battles. I will say the Steel Ball Run fiasco was really fucking sad. I feel like JoJo needs to catch a break. Ever since Netflix took over, they've been fucking ruining the show. So I'm pretty mad about that. Was Netflix doing part 5? Part 5 was good, but part 6 I had issues with. And I will say the whole like 1 hour special of part 7, and then we don't know when the next episodes are coming out. That was a fiasco. New One Piece season, I'm looking forward. I think Ed Hag is pretty good, and I honestly really have enjoyed Elbaf so far, so I'm excited to see that put into animation. I'm kind of on my 3rd rewatch of One Piece. I'm in Water 7 right now. Motherfuckers will look me dead in the face and be like, I don't have enough time to watch a 1,000 episode show. My brother in Christ, I have watched it through like 3 or 4 times already. And you haven't watched it through once. You're fucking lacking, bro. Literally just watch 1 or 2 episodes every other day. You'll get through it. You don't need to finish it all in one sitting, you freak. Have a little bit of self-control. But yeah, I'm on like I think like my 4th watch through of One Piece. Now in my life. Now that's in like 32 years. So what am I doing, by the way? Who are the threats? I mean, albino tom-toms are a little annoying. They're not going too far. This eagle could give us a gun. However, I don't really have many ways to hit him. I could come here. I'll only take 1 hit. 10 damage is not nothing. In fact, I can even start damaging you guys. So I've watched 3 to 4K episodes of One Piece. Well, okay, look, to be honest, the first time I watched it all the way through, I think there was only 500 episodes, right? So like as the show's gotten longer as my life has gone on. So it's not like I watched the current One Piece 4 times through. But I probably watched 3K episodes. Actually, yeah, I probably watched 3K episodes. Guys, One Piece is like the most important thing in my life. It's really, I don't even think it's sad. I think that like if you're very political and philosophical, you'll find a lot of beauty in that. In One Piece. Okay, persistent hunt. Good. Necromancer, actually, like with Soul Reap, Necromancer could really pump up this ball. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Though if I use Rebirth, I am also kind of wasting, man. I don't know. But yeah, I think I talked about this before. Do I have any One Piece figures? I do have I have a Luffy, I have a little Luffy figure, a cheap one. It was like a $20 one someone gifted me, so it's nothing crazy. I kind of want a Robin and Nami figure. Guys, okay, this is a little bit embarrassing, especially as like a self-proclaimed feminist. I don't really know how to reconcile what I'm about to say, but I do kind of like anime figures, like especially the ones that are like a little perverted. However, As a 32-year-old man who's single, I just cannot have something like that in my room. It's too damaging. It's too damaging to have something like that. But I will say, like, a really, like, hot figure of, like, Boa Hancock, One Piece character, I would keep that shit in my room. I would also have, like, one of those... I would also have a body pillow if I wouldn't have so much internalized shame. I kind of like the idea of just like leaning into your degeneracy. As long as it's being practiced. Actually, one conversation I had a lot over the weekend is like, what is the difference between a creep and a pervert? And I was saying it's like very different. I was saying that a pervert is totally acceptable. A pervert is like someone who is potentially, you might say that they are socially taboo, but they are operating within the lines of consent. So like let's say for example, and this is totally hypothetical, but let's say for example, I really like sniffing armpits, right? Let's say that really just gets my gears going, right? Now, if I was a creep, let's say I was at the gym. Yeah, I'd go into like someone's locker and I would like sniff their clothing, and I'd sniff their like sweaty armpit areas of their clothing. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that gets me riled up. You know what I mean? That's really fucking creepy behavior, and that's messed up. However, I wouldn't call that person a pervert. I'd be like, that person's a creep. To me, creep implies a violation of consent. Let's say you're really into armpits and you're like seeing somebody and you're like, I'm really attracted to you. I would like to take a deep whiff of your armpits. And they're like, yeah, I like, you know what? That kind of turns me on. I would say that's very perverted, but I'd say that that's like not creepy. You know what I mean? Nobody asked, by the way. Nobody in chat is like, I'm so glad you cleared that up. Chat is silent. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's something we talked about. I was hanging out with a lot of degenerate people. And I was like, I think there's a distinction between perverts and creeps. I'm like a pervert, but I'm not a creep. So yeah, you guys ever think about that one? Is this relatable? Oh, fuck, I forgot I was being normal. This is not something a neurotypical person would say. Okay, let me rectify it. Guys, baseball season's back on. I really hope the Blue Jays win this year. They were so close last year. I was heartbroken in that game 7. But you know what? I think we have the bones to take it all the way this season. I think we can do it. Yeah, we're missing Bo Bichette, but we got that Japanese slugger now. All right, fuck, I cleared it up. I got him back. I have come back. We are back to being normal. Explode a body. Teleport in front of an enemy. Okay, well, this doesn't like... I hate Necromancer. I hate Necromancer. I don't even want to talk about it. We do have a gun. That's cool. Wait, revolver's really good, people say. Oh my god. Sorry. There's a difference between basic and normal. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like, what's a normal thing to say and a basic thing to say? I think I can kind of figure it out. It's a very fine line. Wait, are you all champions? You all get to go twice? Okay, well, that doesn't seem fair. I think I can kill... Oh, maybe not. Maybe with the boulder. Let's try this. That doesn't count as attacking it? Okay. Well, you know what? I've given up all hope on humanity. In fact, if I had just done that to you, we would have killed you. I should be using benediction in situations like this. It's not always the right move to give my monk enlighten, because we can actually do a lot of damage with benediction. That's important to remember. Yo, welcome back. 1 2 3. Hi. Yo. Guys, I'm really not playing at my peak right now, but I don't think the game is requiring me to, so I'm not stressing about it per se, but I will acknowledge it. Let's see, what other philosophical questions was I having with the people in my life over the last week? Okay, well, some of them are just frankly too inappropriate to talk about on YouTube, and maybe even triggering, so... Honestly, I think that's the most normal conversation. The one about the creeps and purrs is like the most normal conversation I had during my week off, so... I don't know. Let that say something, I guess, about the people in my life. Oh wow, I didn't know Spirit Bomb was so large. Yeah, I'm a real fun guy at parties. Seems like cool people. No, I was kind of hanging with the coolest of cool. It was very life affirming. I feel like oftentimes it can really be hard in life to feel like you're seen and to feel like you found your people. So anytime you do that, it really does kind of like, I don't know, it just puts the whole world into place. Revive a body at 1 HP. That would have been sick with my fucking necromancer killing himself. Did I find them on a dating app? No, it's just friends of friends who I never really took the chance to get to know deeper. But then over the last couple weeks, I've been getting to know deeper. Now, Healing Ward is also good with Blessing of Holy Fire. Actually, so is Healing Fall. We don't really have the mana for it, though. But this is good in the sense that it heal our allies and damage everybody else. Let's do this. It's also a movement tech, right? Boxing gloves also very good. It could be worse. It could have been boring. Yeah, I can obviously hold a lot of space for people who are boring, but I cannot like go out of my way to spend time with them. Obviously, you're gonna interact with a lot of boring people. It's not like, and that's not. I don't want to sound like I'm. How's the dating going? Chat, I have not been on Hinge in like weeks. In fact, I haven't even opened the app. Let's see if I've gotten any matches. Let's open Hinge and Field. I'm really bad. I basically download the apps. I'm really into it for like 1 week. I don't really see any results, and I'm not really I don't like being on my phone that often. So I kind of stopped using them so quickly. Okay, I've gotten some likes on Field, but it's pretty cooked. It's pretty cooked, actually. No, these are not people that I could be intimate with. I don't know. I think, like, obviously I'm not Delulu. I'm not like, oh, something's wrong with me. Are we gonna see how you meet your future partner live? I mean, if they're into that, yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it's weird. I have such a hard time with dating. One, I have a hard time remaining to stay interested in it because I have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm a little bit like, maybe I'm overly self-interested in my own going-ons, which is not to say I'm not interested in other people. If I meet someone who's interested, I am very interested in learning like everything about them. I'm very open and curious about people. But also, maybe that wasn't smart. What am I doing here? I don't really have a lot of cover. I guess I could set up in this corner, in which case I shouldn't have sent my monk out there. No, I think my monk, I'm gonna do a lot of... gonna do a lot. We just have to get him back to safety. Actually, and Benediction's gonna be really good against the slimes. I used to boost your hinge. Okay, I've never boosted my hinge. I have had the premium version, but I feel like most men have the premium version. So I'm like, if everyone has the premium version, what's premium about the premium version? You know what I mean? If everyone is rocking premium, what's premium about it? I can't help but feel that way a little bit. Weakness on you is actually going to be good for us. We'll charge the spirit bomb. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm also like, in many ways, I'm not the most attractive person to enter a relationship with. Not because of like, I think many heteronormative people are looking for a relationship because they have a checklist of things that they're trying to like, what's the word? A checklist of needs they're trying to fulfill. And many normal needs that people are looking for in a relationship, I'm not like the guy to provide them. For example, I'm a fucking unemployed Twitch streamer. Like a lot of the normal stuff I don't cover. The only things that I think do well is like a deep sense of self-awareness and understanding, a desire for self-improvement, a desire to understand and see people and to expand my capacity for love. I have like a bunch of really corny ass fucking things about me, which I think make me a good partner, theoretically. But I feel like those things are almost impossible to communicate to strangers without seeming like a psychopath. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really be like, oh yeah, I'm all about, you can't go on Hinge and be like, I'm about deep conversations and really getting to know you at the essence of your soul. Because then you sound like a fucking psycho. You sound like someone who has no self-awareness. In fact, I think if you're, and no offense to anyone who's done this, but like if that's how you're setting up your dating profile, it does communicate a level of having low self-awareness, because that is society, that does seem almost like a farce, you know. It feels like you're in character. I've been out of it for a while, forgive me if I'm wrong. Wait, what does it mean? Wait, that's what I meant. Doesn't premium give you free boosts weekly? Would you say that makes you sound like a creep or a pervert? I wouldn't say, I mean, funny question. I wouldn't say that it makes you sound like a creep or a pervert. I just think it makes you sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's kind of like when somebody has in their profile, I like people who are funny. Yeah, no fucking shit, you like people who are funny. Is there someone who doesn't? Show me the person who doesn't like people that are funny. It's like there's so many. I feel like when you know things, I feel like when you understand things, you know that there are things that don't need to be said if you understand it, right? Like, for example, if you're a funny person, you're not going around telling people, guys, I'm actually a pretty funny person. You're showing people through your, actually, that's what I'm trying to articulate. Those who know, those who actually have the traits that they desire for themselves, they don't show those traits via verbally communicating them. They show them through your actions, right? If you are about it, you be about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you're like, oh, I'm such a stoic guy. I'm so fucking stoic. Yo, guess what, guys? I'm stoic. And you're going around telling people you're stoic? Guess what, motherfucker? You're not very stoic, you know? And it's like, I feel the same way about when people are like, well, I'm like a very kind, generous person. I don't believe that shit. If you were a kind, generous person, you wouldn't feel insecure enough to verbally tell people that. You would just show people that through your actions. So like, I guess that's why I have an innate distrust against that kind of like language, is I'm just like, if you're saying it, you're not really about it, I don't think. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to like, I sound like I'm going off on people. I only like stoic serious men. If you like jokes, swipe left. I mean, that's kind of a funny profile. That might work. I only like high value men. I'm like, I always say this, I am not a high value man. I'm like a fucking, I'm a value village. I'm a thrifted bargain bin man. It's like you're finding, I'm like finding a, I almost said Jean-Paul Sartre. I'm like finding a Gaultier suit in a bargain bin at a thrift store. Okay, I'm mixing up Sartre and what's his name? Am I stupid? It is Jean-Paul Gaultier and Jean-Paul Sartre. That's so confusing, man. You gotta stop naming people Jean-Paul. Okay, starts reloaded is what we were looking for. I'm the kind of guy, by the way, I have like $1,500 in my bank account right now, and I almost bought a $150 book that was a catwalk collection of Jean-Paul Gaultier's high fashion runway shows. And I was like, I was literally about to buy it, and I was like, there is a chance that I'm going to experience food insecurity in the next few weeks, and I'm going to buy this stupid like coffee table book. What am I doing, man? Get serious. All stats up. I don't know, man. I mean, this is not really helpful. They steal 3 to units in the area. All stats down. You matched with a girl who asked you if you're a high value man, and they were not being funny. I mean, they were being funny whether they knew it or not. Feel free to use my line about being a bargain bin man, unless you don't feel that way. I just feel that way because I'm like, you know, I grew up poor, and but I feel like I did pretty good for like what I had. What I was working with, I feel like I kind of killed it. I know that pride is like one of the sins. But I am very proud of who I am. And I'll probably go to hell for it because that is one of the 7 deadly sins. Has anyone seen that SpongeBob meme that where it's like the guy coming up the counter to order like a 7 deadly sin, and then Squidward replies with like a very philosophically articulate criticism of the sin, and then the guy was like, you know what, describing a meme just does not hit the same. Y'all had to be there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Google SpongeBob 7 deadly sin meme. I don't even know what could come up for you if you do that. I actually, yeah, they could have been memeing. Yeah, I think I would have assumed they were memeing. I mean, it depends really on their, I guess, aesthetic. That doesn't sound like a serious thing, though. I also wonder sometimes, and I mean, I think this might be my most insane take. I have moments where I do wonder if the desire to be loved is in like, while it's the most natural, normal thing, there are moments where I'm like, is this like unenlightened to me? Sorry, it's the desire to be loved in a romantic relationship, by the way. Obviously, the desire to be loved is important and human, and we all need it. However, we receive love from so many sources. I receive love from the person at the coffee shop who tells me, hey, I was talking about you to my friend because of our conversation. Or I receive love from my close friends who like literally love and take care of me. Love is kind of everywhere. You can receive love just by being in nature. But I sometimes wonder if the desire to be in a romantic relationship is like, in a way, interfering with our ability to connect deeper with everybody. If that we are like trying to apply a rigid structure that is societally created to give us a level of comfort and security that doesn't exist maybe in the natural world. But I wonder if like if really believing in that to be like real, if that is actually something that gets in the way of the true depth of unconditional love that you could have with society, your community, and humanity. But I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough. That's just something that's been... It's just something I've been pondering. If anyone has an answer for that, I'd love to know it. Or if anyone has a book I could read that covers the topic, I'd love to read it. I don't think I've talked about Mewgenics at all this stream, by the way. Sorry. I don't think I mentioned anything happening in the game. I mean, it's Act 1. I feel like we should all... If you did your homework, you should all be aware of what's happening. I do think that this maybe is a benediction room. Yeah. I think that was the right call. Just some light bedtime thoughts I've been having recently. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, do you think boundless, infinite, almost like prophetic love is a real thing that can be achieved by humans? Or do you think that only exists for biblical and religious characters like Buddha? Or do you think that we can accomplish that within our lifetime through enough self-actualization and healing? I don't know. Hansi, you're not going to believe it, but I actually do not have problems sleeping. I was talking about this too with my new friends, and I was like, they were asking me about my sleep issues. And I was like, I'm really sorry to report this, but I actually fall asleep every night in like 5 minutes. And I sleep all the way through the night without like any dreams or nightmares. And I wake up the next morning feeling well rested. And they're like, fuck you. And I was like, yeah, honestly, I agree. I don't think any man deserves that level of peace. But no, I kind of sleep like a log every night. Oh, we got a Uzi. These are just like the ponderings that I have on my way to the coffee shop. Or like in the shower. The shower is kind of like one of my main sources of inspiration. I'm not even a long shower. I'm like a military shower. I'm in and out of there in 10 minutes. My skincare routine takes almost as long as the shower does. And I don't even have nice skin. But then oftentimes I wonder, like, okay, my skin's not that great, but can you imagine what it'd be like if I didn't have my skincare routine? Oh my god. I look like the guy from Junji Ito who's like squeezing all of his fucking pores into somebody's face. Now this is crazy. Hand slap is crazy. Hand slap applying bruise is even crazier. I do think we might kill Spinneret in like one turn once we get that buff onto our monk. Our wounds won't heal. Cool. Yeah, you're jealous? Yeah, I mean, Hansi, do you have anxiety? I feel like anxiety is the real source of a lot of sleep issues. 5-minute shower, 30-minute skincare. Hell yeah, man. Yo, I'm happy to be wife-like. Yo, if you can't be Christ-like, at least be wife-like. Sorry. Hey, wait a sec. Our cleric is going first. That's actually awesome. Because now I can do Enlighten Plus. And hopefully we can break your concealment. There we go. Alright, this is going to be a pretty good turn for us. Oh no, I forgot about the fact that you get blown away. Okay, but you know what? Luckily we do have the Hadoken. Now, why do you only have 3 brews? Shouldn't you hype it? Wait. Oh, 10% chance to bruise. Okay. That's fair. We have summoned many spiders, but we do also have rubber arrows. We also do have Persistent Hunt. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm throwing 2-in-1 everything and have great skin. Well, look, I'll be honest. I do think a lot of skincare influencers are just people who are like genetically blessed. If I'm correct, I kill all the spiders with my jar, right? So I don't really have to worry about them. Like a lot of people, there are people who just have good skin and do not have to do all the skincare shenanigans. I am unfortunately not one of those people. I have very large pores that get clogged up and oily. Hold up, why am I not doing 1 damage to everything? No, round 1, not possible, but close. Close. Oh, you have the jar now. Okay, well. I could definitely heal my Necromancer. Ah, this is kind of a waste of my... Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. How do I do this? Will the boss be summoned beside me? I guess we'll find out. Oh, once you became sober, your anxiety went away. Hansi, I don't want to say anything too crazy here, but I do think that substances heavily affect people's mental health. I know. It sounds crazy, right? It's kind of, it's sad because in many ways, like substances, which I'm not against, it's a form of self-medicating from the crazy world we live in and the amount of trauma and stress we have to go through in our daily lives because of it. So people self-medicate, but I feel like a lot of times there are some pretty negative side effects to that. Like, I'm not saying anything crazy and new here. Yeah, no, crazy concept. But I have a lot of friends who like smoke weed every day, and then it affects their sleep. And then I'm like, and now your days are harder, and now you're more reliant on smoking weed. And it's kind of like it's a negative cycle. I'm not like, I would never talk shit about someone who uses drugs. All my friends, basically all of my friends, except for me, use drugs. I drink to celebrate. And I've kind of been drinking more because I've been around a lot of people who drink a lot. But when I drink Monster Energy drinks, I think that's substance use. No, it takes me 4 hours to fall asleep for a different reason, I swear. Yeah? Is that true? Okay, my bad. Guys, this has been a very easy run. Unfortunately, Benediction, I mean, it kills everything. Actually, so does our jar, though. So does our jar. Maybe we'll let our jar do the killing. What do you guys do? Gains an extra attack per turn each time it takes damage. I mean, we're gonna do a lot of damage. Ooh, not enough to kill you. Ah, and I don't have actually the reach to do 100-yard slap. It's... I can do Hadoken twice. This is good. You should be dead. Now you are a little tough. I won't lie. I won't deny that. Maybe if I bait you. What else could I do? Could I kill you? I doubt it. There we go. Everything is Irie. Infinite range on Enlighten, I do think was the right choice. It's very convenient. Even with our +2 movement, we're still just a little short. I wouldn't mind getting rid of this, actually. However, I could re-roll, right? I could re-roll. Critical hits deal 100 more damage and have a 25% chance to stun with a guaranteed critical hit from Persistent Mark. I'd say that's pretty good. Might even be able to do a house boss if this party is strong enough. 3 coins. Whoa, I don't know if I've seen Fleshy Mind. Has a ranged attack that inflicts muted. I don't even know what that is. Inflicts confusion on units that attack it. So you want to one-shot it. This guy destroys equipment. He's the scariest. Spawns a clot when damaged. So you don't want to damage these guys too often. Okay, a lot to consider. We're going to need our monk to like one-shot this guy. I mean, this will one-shot you. It would have one-shotted you, but I didn't know you were going to crit. Oh no, we are going to be summoning a lot of clots, no matter what I do. Ah, my movement is just so bad. You're gonna summon so many clots. That being said, we do have rubber arrows. I think we start with this side first. Ah, you're in the way. That's okay. I can do this. You can swap and kill you. Alright. Honestly, oh man, that was so quick. Okay. We want to one-shot you. I don't think our crit... Oh no, our crits do 100% more damage. I'm pretty sure this will one-shot you. Yeah. Okay, we're pretty tough. I don't think we're having any issues on that last boss. The only issue is like the movement to get out of his cast range, but... I don't think his cast range is ever anything crazy. Oh, did I not? I don't think I casted it on my character. Uh-oh. Ah. Alright, Throbbing King time. You and your allies have uncapped HP? Or triple damage to enemies. I think I have to take triple damage. I mean, look, the best defense is offense. Yada, yada, yada. Polyp. Tasty. What is this? +1 health regen. 25% chance to charm a clot. I mean, I guess this is also +1 health regen. This is a crazy run. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. All this unequipped stuff, eh? Like, we got the revolver and we got the submachine gun. People are saying the mask and the revolver combos together. Is that true? We also have Tinkerer Tool, so we could have been using the Revolver and Tinkerer Tool together. Oh, it's the Mask and Loner Prince, the Loner Pistol. Okay, thank you for confirming that. Well, look. I mean, maybe we'll save the guns. We definitely have enough damage. Like, our monk is gonna beat this boss in a couple turns. 50 damage right off the rip. Enlighten plus. My monk's terrible range. But it's not like that. Wait, why isn't... Wait, sorry. Why did my monk not get extra buff? Oh, it's because I used Throw Spirit Bomb. That counted as the free one. I understand. Crazy. You can be on clot management and donating energy. And I think we're going to get rid of a lot of these enemies with 1 health just with our cleric. Okay. I will say there's a part of me that wants to just take the damage and go for dealing a high amount of damage here. But you know what? That buff is not going anywhere. So why don't we exercise just a little bit of patience? And move over here. Now you are a problem and you're also in a safe spot, so just do that. It's your clot? The clot was yours? Oh my god. Okay, now I do realize we're actually kind of low on free spaces. The clot is yours is so funny. I just realized. There's only 1 free square, huh? I guess my Necromancer is going to have to tank a little bit of damage. We have Rebirth. Alright, that will stack up nicely. Do I want to save my mana or use Benediction? Maybe save our mana. Sorry, you're going to take like 16 damage if I'm correct. Yeah. This is my clot. Okay. This is the turn I was waiting for. I think he goes down. I mean, Marked is also just making this crazy. Not getting as many bruises as they should be. I kind of want to keep my lobbed shot. Oh, no, I can do this. Ah, see, I'm not adjacent to you, so I'm missing out on this. It's all right. At this point, he's pretty harmless. He just does like some low chip damage and bleed every turn. But nothing too ghoulish or scary, and we do have enough sustain. Enlighten. Just to be safe, we're gonna remove the clot. I don't think my monk can get in range. Oh no, we're fine, we're fine. Thank you, thank you. He literally moved to the perfect place. Now, I know he's going to move away. Yeah, no, I agree. The first time you encounter Throbbing King, he is a menace. Especially because I think the first time you do it, you lose a cat just to get to him. So you're doing him with 3 cats only. Okay, 9 bleed is not nothing. Let's put some heal on you. And we've lost our marked, which I guess like we wanted to maybe like kill a blood clot to get back. Honestly, worth it. $14 bleed is crazy. Yeah, that movement is really frustrating. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's dead. Spirit Bomb. JG Melody, you think that vapes are a psyop to get us all comfortable with the idea of sucking robot dick? I literally saw that meme yesterday. You did not cite the joke. Yeah, it could be. I mean, flow state. All right, very easy, very powerful monk. Let's not. I mean, let's unequip everything. Is there a character with a high enough luck? Yeah, I guess. I don't want my monk to die. I guess if my ranger. Oh, sorry. Oh wait, I don't even know if we get to sacrifice it since we have this quest. Oh no, he is gonna kill my necromancer. That's okay, my necromancer was terrible. Glad to see you back. Sorry I'm late. Yo, Tony Pajamas, thanks for even being here in the first place. Ooh, okay, it worked out. I guess we probably do a house boss real quick. We got a pretty stacked team. Where is that smell coming from? Oh, I have so many items to manage. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's lock in, chat. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Honestly, I don't think I need the grenade. Oh, brother. DNA multiplier is kind of a crucial part of that monk build. Anything here that was necessary for what I had going on? I don't think so. We didn't even use this, but we have another one. All right. Who are we going to summon? All right. Hi. 3333 121212. Yo. Take the gloves. Oh, the boxing gloves. Yeah. Good point. Good point. Thank you. All right. What boss should we fight? Right to bear arms. I've done all of these guys on hard. How do I unlock? Wait. How do I unlock these guys on hard? Hold up. What? Do I have to beat like a certain zone to unlock the hard versions of these bosses? Finish the path on hard. Finish the act on hard. Oh, okay.
I know there's some days where things just don't make sense. Where things are topsy-turvy and your world's upside down. Well,
do I keep these guys and then like try to beat Act 2 on hard and then do the house boss? Or do I just like... These guys are not super special, right? I mean, the monk is... But the amount of time it's going to take to beat Act 2 on hard and then summon the boss, I feel like I'll have another good team by then. I mean, let's put him in the mutation room, whatever. What does he have to say? Whoa! Oh, read romance novel, Totorakis. Guys, I have to be so honest with you. I couldn't wait any longer, and I started reading The Will to Change. So I'm already like 50 pages in. My bad. But it needs something else. A little bit of chaos to shake things up. Take it with you into the rift and slice off a piece of that giant head. The vibrations from an extra-dimensional being like that should keep our concoction in a perpetual state of flux. Get that mixture to me ASAP, and I'll build a bomb so big Oppenheimer will start spinning in his grave. Now go, into the rift with you. Alright, so for those who don't know, I have a channel point redemption on my stream. People can either have me read feminist literature, or they can have me read literature for females, which is an erotic novel called Morning Glory Milking Farm. I should have a Morning Glory Milking Farm backdrop for when I read the book. But this is Morning Glory Milking Farm. Long story short, people were calling me a performative male for reading feminist literature on the subway, so I said, oh, you want to see a performative male? I'm going to start reading erotic fiction, or I guess romance novels on the subway. So I picked up this book, and I haven't really read it. I thought I'd read it on stream when people redeem their channel points. So where did I leave off last time? Okay, last time we're coming into the main character looking at jobs. And the job that they're looking for, let me mute my game real quick. They're looking at jobs working on the milking farm. The family upstairs had chosen that moment to begin what sounded like a good old-fashioned barn-stomping square dance, reminding her that the roof over her head wasn't exactly anything to brag about, which made the fact that she struggled to pay her rent even more galling. Pumpkin, Daddy and I have been talking. Now, I know you're going to say no, but please just think about it, okay? We think you ought to consider coming home while looking for work. She'd practically been able to hear her mother raising a hand to hold off any prostrations. Could imagine it so easily. I read like the first 2 pages. If you think we'd feel too crowded in the house now that Aunt Gracie is with us, we can clean out the loft over the garage. It would be like having your own little apartment. You wouldn't need to worry about rent, and we'd be out of that awful city. Just promise me you'll think about it, all right? It doesn't make any sense to be wasting so much more money before you've found something stable, and it'd be so nice having you home. She'd gripped the phone with her whitened knuckles, trying to hold back her tears until disconnecting. Her mother always seemed to know when to call, always knew when she was at her lowest and most vulnerable, always with an abundance of love, overflowing with compassion and eager to help, but always at the worst fucking times. Moving to Bridgeton for grad school had always been a point of contention with her mother. Too dangerous, too expensive, too dirty, too far away. She hadn't wanted her only child moving to the big city several hours away from her hugs and home cooked meals and her own untreated anxiety disorder, but Violet had been adamant. It was a bitter pill to swallow now, being forced to admit her mother was not wrong in her assessment. There was a particular sort of indignity that came along with being simultaneously well educated and in dire straits financially. She had done everything right, had studied hard, made the dean's list, participated in campus events, graduated with honors. But then, by the time she'd earned her bachelor's degree, her chosen job field required a master's, sending her back to classroom, taking out several loans to do so, confident that she'd begin her career immediately after her graduation. Her part time job in the urban development office actually put her degree to use, but they'd been upfront that it was unlikely to turn into a permanent position, not with the scades of people who had priority ahead of her. Bridgeton was too expensive, and Violet had come to admit that she didn't actually love living in the middle of a big urban city the way she thought she would. Admitted it to herself at least. If I don't find something soon, I'm not going to have much of a choice, she agreed bitterly, pressing her tongue into the roof of her mouth as her mother cooed sympathetically. Don't cry. If you start crying, she'll drive here tonight. In hindsight, putting herself into debt to work in the nonprofit sector seemed almost comical. Would have been a fucking riot were it anyone else. Unfortunately, it was hard to appreciate the humor of the situation when she was the butt of the joke. There had been no crystal ball to show her that the job market would bottom out, no sidewalk soothsayer to warn her away from the debt she was taking on. The near future had no clarion call, and so she'd never suspected she'd find herself overqualified for 75% of jobs with openings and unable to pay back her student loans with the entry-level salaries they offered. She was tired of struggling to pay her rent, was certain she was giving herself an ulcer stressing over her inability to repay her loans and remitting the bare minimum on her nearly maxed out credit cards. But the thought of moving home, back to the boring little town she'd lived in her whole life, where no one ever left and no one ever did anything but have more kids to ensure future generations of drudgery, to the loft above her parents' garage, currently filled with boxes from Aunt Gracie's house and evidence of her mother's hobbies pursued and long since abandoned, was not one she could abide. Now here was this job, a potential lifeline if she got it. She'd clicked the Apply Now button without another moment of hesitation. Anything would be better than moving home. Who cares what it's for? Famous last words. She'd been forced to admit the previous day, squirming in her seat as the training video had been queued up, glancing surreptitiously at the other prospective new hires in attendance. A green-skinned woman with broad shoulders and curving tusks whose long black braid sat heavily on her shoulder. A slender troll who'd scarcely looked up from her phone since they'd entered the video room. An anxious-seeming young man with long rabbit-like ears who carried a water bottle emblazoned with the local university's logo. And a pair of goblins who seemed to know each other if their nonstop chatter was any indication. There was not another human in sight, but Violet had been half expecting that. The interview process had been simple and straightforward. an online portal to apply, followed by a video call during which she had been asked about her work history and organizational skills. She had been invited to visit the facility for the final step in the process, traveling to Cambric Creek, a neighborhood suburb that boasted a multi-species population. A longer commute than she had been hoping for, but as the GPS led her through the suburb's quaint downtown, past shops and restaurants until housing developments gave way to agricultural and industrial parkways, she reminded herself of the full benefits offered. Before she knew it, she was turning onto a long, circular driveway, parking in front of a building with the outer facade of a great red barn, praying that this might be the break she needed. It's gonna be fine. You can do this. Who cares if you're the only human? You really need this job. All right, that's where we're ending for today. Chat, I know it hasn't gone to anything steamy right now. We need to understand the circumstances in which our character Violet has actually led, the circumstances that led to them joining the milking farm. It's a very relatable story right off the bat. How many of us have pursued higher education only to find that the job market was going to be pulled from under our feet and that we'd have to end up milking a centaur in order to pay our rent? How many viewers did I lose doing that? Yeah, people are not fucking with the Morning Glory milking farm. The point guide continues. I might have to I read like 3 pages there. I might have to increase how many pages I read. I might have to just do like a subscriber stream where I read to you guys. Yo, Charles! Charles has an arm birth defect. Charles, you're being sent to the incinerator. Tiara, you have... I don't know how to say that, but it's not good enough. Guys, I like reading out loud. Am I a sicko? Does that make me a creep or a pervert? But I do kind of like reading aloud. I miss like the days of like school where you'd have to read Shakespeare in front of the class. I feel like I can enunciate and I can read in a way that is listenable. And I feel like that's not a skill that everyone has. I might be wrong. You can tell me. But I do feel like guy with like so little skills that he's like, I'm proud that I can read out loud. Yeah, okay, fair. I see your point. I'm a high value male because I can read like pages and pages of a book aloud. Yeah, I may have a career in audiobooks. I should just start a channel where I read like fan fiction aloud. I can read people's like Doctor Who fan fiction aloud and turn it into audiobooks. It's like audiobooks that nobody ever asked for. Princess Bays. You'd pay for that? You'd pay for a fan fiction audiobook? Yo, I should make an audiobook of a Quan Mills book. That would go crazy. Start doing like my own audiobooks for Quan Mills. Like, she fell in love with a hood roach. My baby mama got knocked up by the Green Goblin. Type shit. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Do I sound crazy? I was thinking of making a second YouTube channel during my week off. I was like, I'm gonna make a second channel where I talk specifically about mental health issues and trauma. And then I was like, you know what? I think that's a sign that I need to touch grass. I don't think the solution for my suffering is to broadcast it to thousands of strangers online via the form of like a vlog where I talk about childhood trauma. I don't know. I think that like it's weird because I think there are some people who would feel incredibly seen by that. That might be like, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you for validating my experience. But I also wonder if it like, I don't know if that is a healthy type of behavior in general. I don't know if like, it's also a very vulnerable thing. Like if I talk about childhood trauma and it's like a video that just lives on the internet and it'll never really be deleted or go away, it's kind of a crazy idea. But yeah, that was like one of the things on my mind during my week off. I was like, okay, I've been failing my first YouTube channel. Obviously, the solution is to start a second YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of farming, and I think I'm going to call it for the day. I mean, we usually end at 6. I don't mind ending it a little bit early if all I'm doing is breeding. What got me into your stream was your research on mutations and incest. Not that much Mewgenics. I mostly watch for the off topics. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad, like, because that's the thing, right? Is like, at the end of the day, if this is going to be a long-term thing I do, I will have to accept the fact that I need to find people who just kind of fuck with me as a person. And obviously, that's not necessarily communicated the instant, like, you do some kind of content. People are going to find you because they like the thing that you're doing. And then like a small percentage of people are going to stick around because they like you as a person. And I don't think that you can really optimize around that. I don't think you can like build a content strategy around that. I think you just have to accept the fact that that's how it works. Like you're going to have like waves of influx. Like if I started playing another game, let's say I played like, I don't know, Slay the Spire, then like, you know, I'll get some new viewers for Slay the Spire. And then some of them stay around. Yo, I'm also burnt from Mewgenics, man. I'm also burnt. I'm also burnt from trying to make guides. I did enjoy the couple guides that I made. Am I still into Slay the Spire? I'm actually not. I've been playing Deadlock. And I'm ass at Deadlock, so I could not make content on it. I'm fucking ass. But I can make content like my perspective of being a gold player in Deadlock. But, oh, wow, we can still level him up, eh? Really tired of Mewgenics, but it's always cool to hear you talking, even though I'm not too active in chat. I appreciate that, Julia. Yeah, I just be ranting. I do like the song. I don't know if these two are gonna produce like the children I want. I think I might have messed up. Like, how did this happen? Am I keeping my streaming schedule? Tarakas, I think what I'm gonna do this week is I'm gonna try Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think I need days off. So when I used to work in coffee, that was my schedule. When I worked in coffee, I told my boss, like, if I'm having 2 or 3 days off a week, I want them to be split up in between my days. I don't like having days off all in a row. I like always having one day off to look forward to, but I also never want more than one day off in a row. Because if I have 2 days off, I actually always waste one of those days. When I only have one day off, I'm way more productive on the day off than if I know that I have a second day coming up to like rest. So you don't like traveling much? I don't really get to travel with like taking care of my dad. And like I live in a city, so I feel like I get a lot out of my city. Like, you know, I could just go to like the east side of my city and it's a different vibe. But or like I could just go to like a big park in my city. But yeah, no, I don't really get to travel. So I am thinking of like switching up my streaming schedule to kind of reflect what my old work schedule looked like, because my old work schedule really worked for me. I loved working Monday, Tuesday, which are generally slower days, then having Wednesday off, then working Thursday. Or I think it was like I worked Monday, had Tuesday off, then I worked Wednesday, Thursday, had Friday off, then I worked Saturday. And yeah, to me, that works really well. So I'm going to try that with the streaming schedule. I know it's a little harder to keep track of, but it might be better for my burnout in general, just to have so many distributed days off. The other thing is like I'm really having a hard time willing myself to make a guide right now. Even though, and what sucks is I know that guides are how you make a profitable channel. Like all the money I made $500 off of YouTube, which to me is actually a lot of money for someone who's like new to this. And all of that money has come from my guides, basically. Basically, like I think every Let's Play video has earned me like $1, and that's if it gets hundreds of views. The guys have earned me like $450. And I'm like, well, I know that if I want to be profitable and like, hold on, let me see if I can do something here. No, Aryan is perfect. I just have a bad cat, man. I think I messed up somewhere along the line. I know that if I was to like make a living off of YouTube, I would be like pumping out guides, but I really don't have it in me right now. And I do think that perhaps I could develop more discipline. In fact, I think that I'm reaching a point in my life where I'm realizing that my lack of discipline continues to be a problem for me when I take my hobbies more seriously. I oftentimes rely on being bipolar to give me the energy I need to be able to accomplish, I guess, like impressive feats of productivity. However, when I don't have access to that, or like, for example, recently I am in a manic episode. When I'm in a manic episode, I'm a lot more chatty. I have more bits per minute in my streams. I have more social energy. So I can tell that I'm manic recently, but my mania has been 100% for chess and deadlock and not for content creation. So like, it's also a problem when I'm manic and I can't direct that mania towards actually being productive. Or at least productive in the way I want to. Now, I've gotten pretty good at chess, but, you know, that's not helping my YouTube career. So anyways, you know, 32-year-old still figuring this shit out. Like, at least I've stopped, like, the self-harm ideation, but I am in a place where I'm like, all right, if I'm going to be like a successful functioning member of society, I still have a lot of work to do. I have managed to like get to a place where I'm healthy enough to maintain relationships and love and care for people and yada, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But to be a functional member of capitalism, I don't quite have the tools yet. So we're working on that. I don't know if this is going to work, man. We're going to need a miracle upstairs. They're not even breeding every night. Is my comfort too low? Oh dear. Can I put the ham somewhere, please? All right. Huh? How's the comfort unchanged? What the hell? Didn't I just put ham here? Oh, I understand. The fly in the jar. It's not stacking. The game was still muted. My bad.
Well, things are looking up.
Ham didn't stay.
Coffins.com has a special running, and they'll give you up to 80% off if you're about to be dead. Thanks for your support.
All right, what if I use one mason jar? Oh wait, that won't even work. Oh, brother. This is good enough for now. You mutated. Nothing I want though. Croquette. She is so croquette. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here for today. I don't think I had enough. It's hard to know exactly how much comfort you need, but I don't think I had enough comfort. Guys, thank you so much for being back today. I'm sorry that I was gone for a week. I'll be back on tomorrow. And I'll update my stream schedule. So I'll be back on tomorrow. I might not be on Wednesday, but I'll be back on Thursday. That's kind of what I have in mind for now. So yeah, for the people who swung by, thank you so much. I guess tomorrow we'll continue on with our quest. We'll go to Act 2 and do the chaos. And then, like, we're basically done beating the game soon. So yeah. Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of your mental health. Drink water. It's been good to chat again. Yo, I'm glad I'm still able to do it. I was a little nervous before stream. I was like, I don't know if I can talk to strangers. But no, everything felt pretty normal. So I'm thankful.